Now it's time to put CN Punk in his place for night 2. So, CN Punk ass bitch, what you did to me at Royal Bash alongside with CJ, and we'll put him in leading the charge. Create this new vision in the Assigned Wrestling Federation on my expense. Big mistake. Your betrayal to our friendship. You're stepping in the back of our friendship. This is the Natural Born Thriller talking to CN Punk. This is Robert Serrano Jr. talking to Christian Negro.
Calling me about my government, huh? I'll tell you what, Thriller. You know, you've had this issue with me, you've had a problem with me because I quote-unquote turned my back on you at the Royal Bash. Now, I'm going to be for real, right? You know, I was going to keep this business, not personal. But, to tell you the truth, this is personal. It is personal. But, it's not really as personal with me than it's a certain individual that you know very well. Right? You know, I was going to keep things business. I was going to keep things personal between you and I. But you decided to shoot on me. You decided to shoot on me. You know, you're on here talking about this is a Thriller talking to CN. This is Robert talking to Christian. The reason why it's gonna be so satisfying when I kick your ass. Ain't nobody believing that shit. Ain't nobody believing that you're gonna kick my ass, Thriller. Ain't nobody believing that shit. So you keep dreaming, thinking that you could beat my ass, but it ain't gonna happen. Talk about why it's gonna be why I'm gonna get sweet revenge, motherfucker. You ain't getting no damn revenge. Revenge. So you can forget about all that. But you know, like I said, I was gonna keep things business, but since you wanted to go that route, maybe I should explain to the people why I really turned my back on you. Since you want to shoot, cowboy. The real reason why I did turn my back on you is because 4 months, Thriller, 4 months, you've been hitting my DMs, you know, because like I said, you know, if we're being real, legit, we're being real right now. We do have a friendship. Yes, Robert, you and I have been friends. We've been buddies. We've had fights. We've had battles. We've had wars. But I have had a level of respect for you, just like you've had a level of respect for me. We've been good. We've been pals. But so has me and CJ. And like I said, you know, CJ and I, we haven't had the best situations, but at the end of the day, we ended up on good terms, and we decided to beat your sorry ass right in the middle of the ring. But the thing is, Robert, CJ is my friend as well. And you know, every time, you know, we've had Facebook group chats, we've had conversations about stuff, you know, as far as our company, as far as wrestling, who we would like to face off, you know, dream matches and all that stuff. We've had those conversations. Either with people on the roster, you know, people, wrestlers that we've looked up to growing up. You know, for example, like me versus CM Punk. That was one of the best matches and one of my favorite matches I've ever had in my career. But while we're having these conversations, you know, you, for whatever reason, you find a way to diss CJ, and I just can't understand. I just can't fathom why you dog on him so damn much. Like you're constantly, like for example, we could be talking about a match, right? You know, or we could be playing a video game, right? We could be playing 2K26, right? You know, playing matches, you know, of us against each other. And you proceed to, like, just randomly out of the blue and go talk about, oh, hey, when is CJ ever going to win another match? Stuff like that. Like, and then you're trash talking him, to talking shit about him, you know, having no fucking talent, have no career, like like a bunch of stuff. And then you're on here talking about his, you know, his wrestling company, just shitting all over his wrestling company. Oh, there's no stars there. They're just a bunch of jobbers in that company. You know, all CJ is the king of the jobbers of the company. All that stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, why does he hate CJ so damn much? Why is he constantly dogging him? Why are you constantly just trashing the guy? As if like he took your woman or something. I just couldn't understand it. So in the end, the real reason why I did turn my back on you is because of all the bullshit that I had to hear from you talking down towards CJ. As a shoot, as a straight up shoot, you were constantly, you would message me, you would message Double A Omega, talking just talking a bunch of dog stuff about CJ, just putting him down. And there's a reason why CJ has had some anger towards you for some time now. You know, you remember what I'm talking about. You remember, because we were all on a call together. We were all talking. We were, you know, explaining our sides of the story. And you gave some bull. And I didn't say this to CJ when we were on the call together, but I was listening to you explain yourself, and I was just thinking to myself, like, this dude is so cap. He's capping like a motherfucker right now. I didn't know if CJ was picking up on it, but in the end, he ended up picking up on it. Once we got off the call, once we had a conversation off the call that we had, and it was just me and CJ. Like, you were really believing this motherfucker? Oh no. I wasn't doing that. I knew he was full of crap. It's like, okay, we got ourselves a deal. Let's plan this out. Because, you know, I did explain, like, you know, the reason why I turned my back on Robert was business, you know, with Paul Heyman, aligning myself with Paul Heyman. And the thing is, you know, that still is true. That is partly true as far as my personal affiliation, or my professional, I should say, affiliation with Paul Heyman. You know, so it would benefit my career once my career is done. But as far as business, inside and outside of the company, right? So that is true. That is part of the reason why I did, for professional reasons. But if I'm going to be real about it, the main reason is because of all the bullshit that you said towards CJ the Lone Wolf. You see, this is the real Natural Born Thriller, right? You know, so just to explain to all the moronic, low IQ AWF fans that they're not going to understand where we're coming from, no matter what. It just comes with the territory, right? But this is who Natural Born Thriller really is. This is who he is. He's a piece of garbage. He's fake. He's two-faced. You know, he'll turn on you over the littlest things. And then he'll just trash you. He'll shoot on you, right? We've all seen your promos, Thriller. We've all seen your promos where you just completely talk down to CJ the Lone Wolf. And I'll be honest, I had enough. I couldn't take it anymore. Of you just constantly trashing all over him. But you've challenged me, and apparently you're having a substitute. You're having a substitute, one of the alter egos of the Asylum Wrestling Federation. Somebody I've had some history with. We're 1-1. Mr. Revenge. Mr. Revenge. All right, Thriller. All right. So we're gonna be facing off at 3 stages of hell. Well, just to close this out, for you, Natural Born Thriller, the reason why it's going to be so satisfying when I kick your ass, Natural Born Thriller, and when I kick your ass, Mr. Revenge, because of all the bullshit that I had to put up with, all the garbage, all the bullshit, all the racial rhetoric, all the two-faced action that both of you combined have done towards other people. It's just insane to me. It's just insane how how you're able to be a part of this company at this point is just beyond me. From all the bullshit that you said, Mr. Revenge, and you know all that racist stuff that you said towards Double A Omega, all the trash that you said, you know, I haven't forgotten that shit, and I checked your ass on that one when I kicked your ass the last time. So, Mr. Revenge, like I've said before, you prepare yourself. You bring out whatever darkness you bring out, just like last time, and I'll bring out the ass whooping that I'm going to give you once again, and end the saga between you and I. And then once that's done, Thriller, I'm coming for you, nigga.